Hello guys, good afternoon. You are welcome to my YouTube channel, The Explicit Tutorials. As you all know, I'm Dr. Joseph or Mr. Explicit. Please, as you watch this video, endeavor to subscribe, like, share, and comment. In our previous class, you can see some questions here. We have analyzed everything on the board, and we have here the part 2 of the video focusing on analyzing this diagram. Now, this structure here expresses the stem of a dicot plant, the stem of a dicot plant. But when you see project-like structures like this, it tells you it is what? The dicot root. Of course, the dicot root has what is called the root hairs. They'll ask you, root hairs have their origin from, it is not the pericycle, it is the endodermis. Please take note of that. Now, whenever you see this kind of question, you have A to H. Okay, let me say, ask why you read. Why do you, okay, what are the questions do you think they can possibly coin out from this diagram? Very easy. Now, the A here expresses the epidermis. A is the epidermis. Now this what we call the ground, this what we call tissue system. Now, we have three types of tissue systems based on structures and functions. The three types of tissue systems are: 1, the epidermal tissue; 2, the ground tissue, otherwise called the fundamental tissue; and 3, the vascular tissues, which are the xylem and phloem. Now, there is the epidermal cells, which make up the epidermal tissues. They have striking features. Of course, I've explained this, but let me just do one or two things and get out. Now, the epidermis is that outer part of the plant, that is a leaf to be specific, that has thin wall and it has large vacuole. Okay. Now, also note that it is from this epidermis you have what is called a waxy layer, and this waxy layer is called the cuticle. Now, the cuticle in leaf prevents water loss via what? Evaporation and what? Transpiration. Evaporation and what? Transpiration. Please take note of that. When water is lost through the stomata of the leaves, you call that transpiration. And transpiration is measured using an instrument called what? Potometer. But when water is lost through the soil, it is called evaporation. When water is lost through the soil, it's called evaporation. However, when water is lost through the soil and the stomata of the leaves simultaneously, it is called evapotranspiration. Please note that the water are valuable for photosynthetic processes and for good growth and healthy development of plants. It's called capillary water. Water that is available for plants to photosynthesize and other life processes, you call that what? Capillary water. But the one that is not available for plants is called hygroscopic water. And this hygroscopic water possesses what is called percolation. Percolation is a phenomenon in which these water molecules pass through the soil, pass through the particles of the soil and go downwards beyond the reach of the roots of the plants. Water needed or water available for plants is called capillary water. But the one that is not available for plant is called what? Hygroscopic water, and it exhibits what is called percolation. That is for what? The cuticle. Now, it is from this epidermis you have what is called the stomata. The stomata permits gaseous exchange. All right. It is through the stomata you have bundles of carbon dioxide diffusing through the stomata, and for the stomata to open and close, it is under the influence of the guard cell through what? Osmotic process. Now, take note that the stomata in a lower region of the leaf is more than the stomata found at the upper part of the plant. Please, the opening and the close of the stomata is controlled by the guard cell. Now, there are some special cells that assist this guard cell to control the stomata and the stomata through opening and closing. That cell is called accessory cells. The cells that support the stomata or that support the guard cell to control its opening and closing is called what? Accessory cells. Take note of that. Apart from the fact that the stomata controls or stimulates gaseous exchange, it also permits what? Excess, it also permits water loss. When water is lost to an extent, it tends to balance the content of the water present in the plant. Please, from these same epidermis, you have what is called the trichomes. Okay? The trichomes. Now the trichomes are outgrowths of thorns. They are thorns that sprout out from the epidermis of plant. What do? They provide protection. That is, they protect the plant from herbivores, herbs eating organisms, or organisms that feed on grasses. Okay, please take note of that. It is very, very important. Now, what is now B? B is a collechyma, or the one they call collechyma. The collechyma is also made up of what? Living content. It's made up. It is made up of living cells, and the collechyma is functionally associated to the parenchyma. Okay, the collechyma is functionally associated with the parenchyma. You would agree that the parenchyma is that part of the plant it is found in the soft part of the inner part called the mesophyll layer or the palisade layer. The parenchyma is found in the palisade layer. That is, the palisade layer, the spongy layer are all situated in the mesophyll layer. So the parenchyma also comprises living cells. Okay, it manufactures food and also stores food. So please note that the part B is functionally associated to the parenchyma. Okay, please take note of that. So B is collechyma. What is the function of the collechyma? The collechyma provides flexibility. It provides rigidity and what? Elasticity. Please take note of that. Now, listen. Let me say this to be much more specific. We have three simple tissues. The parenchyma, the collechyma, and the sclerenchyma. Please note, I think I made a mistake just now. The collechyma provides flexibility, please. It is the sclerenchyma that provides rigidity and what? Elasticity. Parenchyma enhances food manufacturing and food stores food and manufactures food. But the collechyma is made up of living cells, and they also support the parenchyma. They are functionally associated with the parenchyma. Of course, the cells below the parenchyma can be called the collechyma. Now, from there, you now have the sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma is made up of dead cells. They'll ask you, the knot of cells is made up of which of these? Sclerates. Alright, that's what we call we have the xylem fibers and the sclerates. They are the two cells that make up the sclerenchyma. Please, the sclerates are the cells that are found in the shells of nuts, and also in the coats of seeds and fruits. Take note of that. Now, that is for that. The sclerenchyma provides elasticity and rigidity. Collechyma provides flexibility. Okay. Now, the part C is the parenchyma. All right. The part C is the parenchyma. Sometimes they label this part C to be what? The cortex. All right. They also label the part C to be what? The cortex. Now, D is what? The xylem. D is the xylem. Now, please, you agree with me that the xylem is made up of both living and dead cells. The xylem has both living and dead cells. They'll ask you, the primary function of the part labeled dash is to transport or is to conduct water and dissolve mineral salt. The primary function of the xylem is to conduct water and dissolve mineral nutrients. Okay, now the xylem is made up of both living and dead cells. We have the fibers, we have the vessels, we have the sclerates, we have the tracheids, we have the xylem parenchyma, and we have the ray cell. I will say it again. We have the fibers, we have the vessels, we have the tracheids, we have the sclerates, we have the red cells, and we have the xylem parenchyma. All of these mentioned cells, it is only the xylem parenchyma that is made up of living cells that are living. Others, apart from the xylem parenchyma, are dead cells. Another name for the xylem parenchyma is also called wood parenchyma, right? Wood cells. Take note of that. It is very, very important. Okay. You should note that the sclerates, the fibers, and vessels they are empty water conducting cells. They also conduct what? Water, as well as the xylem parenchyma. Take note of that. That is what the E is. What is called the endodermis. Endodermis is the inner part of what? The cortex. It is the inner part of the cortex, endodermis. They'll ask you, the Casparian strip is found in the part labeled dash. The Casparian strip is found in the part labeled dash, and that is what? The endodermis. And it is the endodermis that also gives the leaves what is called starch sheath. Alright, so that is why it is called the endodermis does that. Take note of that. So the next part is F. The F is the phloem. The process whereby already manufactured food is taken from one part of the body of the plant to another is called what? Is it transportational or translocation? Please, when food is being manufactured, the process whereby it is taken or moved by the phloem to other part, it is called translocation, not transportation. When manufactured food is carried or is moved, all right, by this phloem, it's called what? Translocation. Of course, xylem is responsible for the conduction of water and dissolved nutrients, but the phloem carries manufactured food from the point where it has been manufactured to other point where it is needed by the plant. That is for that. Now they'll ask you, they'll say the phloem parenchyma, the sieve tubes, and the companion cells are all associated with the part labeled dash. The sieve tube or sieve element, the companion cells, and the phloem parenchyma are all associated with the part labeled dash. They are all associated with the part labeled F, which is what? The phloem. Alright? And of course, you agree with me that the sieve tube permits the movement of what? Food. It assists or it enhances the translocation of food by the phloem. They'll ask you which of these is structurally and fundamentally or functionally associated with the phloem, which has a large vacuum and distinct nucleus. I'll take it again. Which of the following is structurally and functionally associated with the phloem? All right, having distinct nucleus and large vacuum. The answer is the companion cells. The companion cells help the sieve tube to transport food. Please take note of that. So the companion cells are functionally and structurally associated with the sieve elements or sieve tubes, all right, and they have distinct or clear nucleus and large vacuum. Please take note of that. They also have large what? Cytoplasm. They also have dense cytoplasm, large vacuum, dense cytoplasm, and distinct what? Nucleus. Phloem parenchyma permits what? Food storage. It permits food storage. The next one is called what? F, G. The G is called the cambium. G is called what? The cambium. You will observe that the cambium is usually found between the phloem and the xylem. You see, it's found between the phloem and the xylem. So the cambium, I told before, enhances secondary growth in plants, and that has to do with increase in diameter of the roots and what? Stems. Now the last part here is the pith. Alright, so H is what? Pith. Please and please, I beg of you, endeavor to analyze this just the way I've done. more than the way I just did. I told that the tissue system has three divisions: epidermal, based on what criteria, structure, and what function. Epidermal tissues, ground tissues, otherwise called the fundamental tissues, and vascular tissues. Any tissue or any cell that is not a vascular tissue is called what? The ground tissue, otherwise called fundamental tissue. So at this point, we'll call it a day. Thanks for watching. Do have a wonderful day. The part 3 of this video is yet to be dropped. I'm going to be bringing up more questions, and of course, if you are interested in purchasing the PBB 122 exam likely questions, just chat me up on WhatsApp. All right, just send me a DM, or you can drop the message on the comment section. Do have a wonderful day.